In this video, we're going to be talking about how to get someone to text you back. So let's talk about the situation. You're interested in someone, you're fucking trying to text them, they ain't texting you back. What do you do? This shit is painful, especially when you try and send little text messages like, good morning, or I just saw a dog that reminded me of you, or some bullshit line that you might hear, or some half-assed line because you're thinking of getting rejected. Now, the big problem here is that most people, when they're interested in someone but they're not quite sure what's going to happen, is that they tend to kind of send a text message that's a little bit apprehensive and a little bit unsure. So in the past, I've given you guys videos. Ooh, send this text message at this point. Send this text message at that point. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the overall principle on how to get someone to text you back and sort of why it works this particular way, this very unique way that is actually not that unique. It's actually the way that it works. And so you're going to realize through this video that there are times when you text people and it's just worked, or maybe you've been interested in someone and you grab your phone and you send them a text message and suddenly they text back. And there are times when you do the same text message and they don't text you back and you go, why? I thought that that's what they wanted. And so the overall moving archway here, the overall archway theme here is that trying to please people is like trying to hit a moving target. You know, you got a dart, you hit it once, then you try and do it again. Sometimes it moves. So it's really important to understand the overall principle, which is what we're going to be talking about here in this video, about text messaging, how to get someone to text you back, and more importantly, because why do we want someone to text us back? Maybe we want to see them, maybe we want to go on a date, maybe we just want to say hi. You know, texting alone is irrelevant. You know, it's obviously a platform that we're trying to get somewhere with, so it's really worth recognizing what the fuck that is. So let's talk about the overarching principle. It's called a relationship. It is two people relating to each other. Now, if it's one-sided where you're texting, trying to get them to text you back, that's not a relationship. That's, you know, you could call that a one-sided relationship. I would rather consider that's a relationship where someone doesn't necessarily want you to text them back. And we've all been there. I don't know if you've been there. I've definitely been there, where you're interested in someone, you shoot them a text message, they don't reply, so you shoot them again, and then they kind of reply, and then you shoot them a third time, and they go, hey, listen, I'm just not that interested in you. And that's if you're lucky. Because if you're unlucky, they'll keep stringing you along, and that's where we get into things like breadcrumbing and ghosting and all this kind of stuff. I'm going to argue in this video, right? In this video, and this is going to piss off at least 1% of the people that watch this video, is that we tend to breadcrumb ourselves, or we tend to ghost ourselves. You know, because what I found is that it's through our sense of identity, who we are, that we either push people away or we bring them into our lives. So you might be in a situation where you're interested in someone and suddenly it shifts from interest to need because you're trying to validate a part of who you are. Then what happens is you end up pushing that person away because it was never their job to validate you. And similarly, when we twist it around, when you text someone from a point of view where you're thinking, oh, I'm just okay with who I am, let's just make their day happier, it doesn't matter to you, or it won't matter as much to you. It won't be a need thing, it'll be a want thing if they are to reply to you or if they're not going to reply to you. So from this element, it's really worth understanding that we want to shift it to an identity thing. But once it's an identity thing, you still have to know how to do it. Because when you don't know how to text in a way that brings people into your reality, and suddenly, you know, you can love yourself, you can love yourself, you can love yourself. And I like to think some people, or one thing I've noticed with you guys, is you tend to take the self-love route and love yourself into a corner. Where you suddenly are stuck and you think, I've just got to love myself out of this corner, when really and truly it just becomes a different paradigm shift. So identity stuff aside, let's talk about actually how to get someone to text you back. The very simple way is first of all, one way to get them to text you back is to continue a conversation. Now, this works best when you've just met someone and you've exchanged numbers for the first time. Don't just exchange numbers for the sake of exchanging numbers. You're going, great, I'll text you sometime. Good job. Text them sometime. That is good. What's better is is to continue a conversation you've had. For example, if you've met in a bar and you've been arguing over something, then using text messaging to continue that conversation is good. The other way is, for example, if you're online dating, get their number to not only make it real, but to send them a photo, send them something, share something that you would like to, or give them a call to organize a date or something like that. Bring it off the platform. Bring it. It's all really texting is a way to just bridge the dots. You know what I mean? Later on, when you know each other more, then you can text each other things in the way that you'd have a conversation. But when you're actually starting to see each other, what you want to do is have it predominantly in real life. Wouldn't that be great? And then some people say, no, but I'm too shy. Well, this is something that I'd really recommend that you get used to. Because when you get too shy to meet up in person, then you're really getting good at having a relationship with your phone. And I don't know about you, but my phone can't kiss back. The other way to really get someone to text you back is to kind of text them something a little bit shocking. Now, don't use this as a manipulative tactic. Use this as a segue to go into something else. So, for example, if you want to ask them out on a date, one thing to get them to text you back is to play around with that. So you might say, hey, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened to me. And they're like, what? What just happened to you? And you might say something in the back, saying something like, I'm free Wednesday. That's one way. The other thing is, the general idea here that I'm trying to get across here is that you don't need to have this really formal structure. What you really need to do is just engage emotions, because what I find is a lot of people are afraid of expressing their emotions, especially to someone that they've just met. So they dull themselves down. If your emotions are a wave, it's like, okay, likes and loves, likes and loves, likes and loves, likes and loves. When what's really gonna connect you with someone is having a large range of emotions. This is a depth of who you are, the expression of who you are, knowing who and what you are and being willing to express that. Sure, if someone's a bit scared of you or a bit new to who you are, and they might be like this, there is nothing stopping you from joining them on their wavelength. But truth be told, you want to be at your wavelength and you want to meet people who are at your wavelength. If people are afraid of you or if people are intimidated by you, especially if you're a strong, powerful woman, what's going to happen is that people are going to scare themselves away from you. And that's fucking great, because why would you want to be dating these people anyway? These people are going to be the people that you want to politely not say hi to. And if you're someone who's a bit shy, then recognize, and here's the big thing that I want you guys to recognize, or want you humans to recognize, is that if someone likes you, they're going to make it easier for you, no matter what. So I can give you these tips and these tricks and all this kind of stuff, and that's going to really make you feel more confident in yourself, especially when you're trying something that Harvey Hook, internationally renowned, the dating expert, says, to give it a go, and it gives you permission, right? But what's going to really happen is if someone really likes you, all of that bullshit aside doesn't fucking matter. You might just say hi, and if they like you back, they're going to say hi. Now, obviously, what happens is that your texting is going to be a reflection of how you think and how you feel, and so as a result, they're going to really think and feel in a similar way, and they're going to feel your vibe from that. So first and foremost, beyond all of this kind of stuff, beyond all of this bullshit, is your sense of identity, is your sense of who and what you are. Because I've found that when we work on your sense of identity, when we help you understand this is who I am, even if you're the kind of person who reinvents themselves constantly, this core is who I am. You're incapable of getting hurt. You're incapable of getting rejected. And even if you are, you won't even perceive it. You'll still be rock solid in your center. Because that's why sometimes I find people watch videos like this. That's why I started watching videos like this when I was a young warthog. I wanted to figure out who and what I was. So I looked to dating. That was my platform. I found that every time I had a breakthrough in other parts of my life, like relationships with my family, suddenly my relationships with people that I was interested in just started working a bit more. And so that's why I think how we treat one thing is how we treat everything. How we treat one person is how we treat every person. So generally speaking, you want to feel like you're enough. You want to feel like you're okay. You want to feel like you're in a place where you can actually express yourself fully. Because when you can express yourself fully, the secret here is when you can express yourself fully, none of this stuff will matter. because everything you will say communicates, I'm someone who's attractive. I'm someone who's beautiful. I'm someone who's loved. I'm someone who's loving. And I'm a perfect example of a perfect person that you can possibly meet, and you're not going to get any better than me. When you get to that point, all of this stuff aside will not matter. You'll do it naturally. You'll do it so naturally that you'll come up with new things. You probably make up your own videos on how to text, and then you'll become some form of superstar. And so that's what we do. That's what we do in my 8-week transformation project. So if you're interested in that, you can email me at harvey@gethimhooked.com, or you can go and check gethimhooked.com and check out the thing. There's some things there that you can do to empower your love life. And if you're the kind of person who likes to subscribe, I really recommend that you subscribe to my stuff, because if you don't, you're going to miss out. Simple as that. And yeah, thanks for watching this video.